Time is something you never can get back, moments that you can never get back. How do we keep ourselves from just watching time go by us? How do we keep ourselves from regrets and wasted time? Hello, this is Lorraine, and welcome to Healthy Living, Spirit, Soul, and Body. So it is almost the end of January 2024, and already we've gone through a whole month. And it's amazing how fast time can go by you. You can look back and say, my goodness, where in the world did January go? And that's what I think I'm going to talk about today. How to make the most of your time. How to really live your life. How to... I heard a great quote that said, you don't want your tombstone to read, died at 30, buried at 60. In other words, for 30 years, you were just existing. You weren't really living. And your life is too precious to not get control of the time that you have left. So that's what we're going to talk about today. After church, I drove by my old home in Mattawa, New Jersey, the home that I grew up in from the time I was 7, till the time I moved out when I was 23 years old. And, you can see it's still the same house that I grew up in, but, the new owners have taken down some trees. They put up a fence in the back. They changed the front of the house, put some bricks, and just changed really the whole entire look of the house. But that is still the house that I grew up in. It's just that time has passed, and through time, different people have made changes. And that's really in a lot of ways, time equals change. And you want to be in control as much as possible of the different changes that happen in your day, the changes that happen in your life. And how can we do that? How do we keep ourselves from just watching time go by us? How do we keep ourselves from regrets and wasted time? So here's a great quote from Rick Renner, one of my favorite Bible teachers. And he says, when a runner runs, he keeps his eyes focused on the finish line before him. That finish line is always in his sight and gives him direction as he runs. As long as he keeps his eyes fixed on the goal before him, he runs in a straight line. But even the best runner with the best intentions, if he has no visible goal to keep him on track, will wander off course. You need a direction for your year. Can you articulate them? Can you write them down? Once you have a direction for your year, in a lot of respects, everything else will fall into place. Your decisions for so many different things can be based on that goal. The famous author J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of the Lord of the Rings books, wrote this quote: we all have to decide what to do with the time that is given us. And that's the key. The key word in that quote is decide. We have to decide. We have to intentionally choose a direction that we want our life to go. In this day that we live in, being busy is like a badge of honor. But being busy doesn't necessarily mean achievement or accomplishment. And a lot of that is because we get busy doing things that they might be necessary in the moment, but they're not really going in the direction that we want to go. They're not going towards our dreams and our goals. Are you really spending your life? Are you really spending your life on things that are important to you? Have you set yourself apart as we go into this new year, 2024, and asked yourself, what direction do you want your year to go? What direction do you want your life to take this year? Everyone gets 24 hours each day, and it's up to us to spend the time moving towards something intentionally. Schedule time in your week to choose a direction you want your year to take. Whether you want to, say, learn a new language, go to read one book a month. Do you want to educate yourself? Set some general goal. Set a general direction that you want to go. That's the foundation that I'm really talking about today. But you can't do it when you're real busy. You have to intentionally set aside time to think and dream. You know, our life, again, is too precious. We don't want our life to just pass us by without really living, without really accomplishing what we were created to do. So I thought it would be a good idea to read you some really good quotes about time to get you realizing how precious time is and how precious this year 2024 is. So here's a quote from Sheila Frederick. She co-pastors a church in Connecticut, and her quote is, "I found it best to walk away from all the drama and people who create it, to purpose to surround myself with people who make me laugh, forget the bad and focus on the good, love the people who treat me right, and make myself think good thoughts about the ones who don't. Life is too short to be anything but happy. Falling down is part of life. Getting back up is living." So in that quote from Sheila Frederick, she's really talking about making the most of your life, to surround yourself with people that make you laugh, forget the bad and focus on the good. That is a way of valuing your time, because your time really is your life. Here's another great quote, and unfortunately, I don't know where I got it from, but barely the day started and it's already 6 in the evening. Barely arrived on Monday and it's already Friday. And the month is already over and the year is almost over, and already 40, 50, or 60 years of my life has passed. And we realize we've lost our parents or friends, and we realize it's too late to go back. So let's try, despite everything, to enjoy the remaining time. Let's keep looking for activities that we like. Let's put some color in our gray. Let's smile at the little things in life that put balm in our hearts. And despite everything, we must continue to enjoy with serenity this time we have left. Let's try to eliminate the afters. I'm doing it after. I'll say it after. I'll think about it after. We leave everything for later, like after is ours. But what we don't understand is that afterwards, the coffee gets cold. Afterwards, priorities change. Afterwards, the charm is broken. Afterwards, health passes. Afterwards, kids grow up. Afterwards, parents get old. Afterwards, promises are forgotten. Afterwards, the day becomes night. Afterwards, life ends. And then it's often too late. So let's leave nothing for later. Because still waiting, see you later, we can lose the best moments, the best experiences, the best friends, the best family. The day is today, the moment is now. We are no longer at the age where we can afford to postpone what needs to be done right away. So I hope that you see and reevaluate and see time a little bit differently. You need to see time as precious. You need to see time as something that you can never get back again. If you choose, for instance, to get into a habit of just watching TV every night, you're missing all the books that you could read, all the conversations you could have with people that are important to you, all the journaling you can write, all the reflecting you can do. And these things happen so easily. If you're in a habit of watching TV every night, for instance, you won't even realize that you're missing out on so much. As we begin 2024, take the time, which is so valuable. Take the time and give yourself direction. Take the limits off and dream a little bit. Chart out your course for where you want 2024 to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe and share it. Maybe you know someone who's kind of in the doldrums this year and they need something, some direction for their year or for their life. Share this video with them, and hopefully it will help them to think in a better direction. So have an absolutely wonderful week. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.